Hello friends, welcome to my new video for M.sc Mathematics. So in this video we will learn a very important chapter that is analytic function related to the subject complex analysis. So from today I will be uploading videos on complex analysis. I have already committed you that I will be uploading video of all the subjects that I have mentioned in my previous videos with M.sc Mathematics. You can check that I have already started uploading video for abstract algebra and topology. Now today I am uploading videos for complex analysis, and later I will upload videos for real analysis, differential equation, and all the papers that I have mentioned you have in your M.sc examination. Okay, so I will be uploading those. So analytic function is one of the most important chapter as far as complex analysis is concerned. In your university examination you will get questions from analytical functions, often question asked from analytical function part. Okay, and I try to keep this video as simple as possible so that in one shot you can understand what is analytical function, and just don't watch the video for one time only. If you have any doubt, you can comment, you can ask me questions. Okay, let's watch the video for twice or thrice. I can assure you, you will have no doubt in analytical function. As far as complex analysis is concerned, you will not have any doubt as far as analytical function is concerned related to complex analysis paper, and you can expect at least 10 to 20 marks question, at least 20 marks question, not only 10. You can expect at least 20 marks question from analytical functions. If you are studying B.sc, still this is a very important chapter, and you can expect at least 20 marks questions from this analytical function part. Okay, even in MCQs you will have questions from analytical functions. In the 5 marks questions you will have analytical questions from analytical function. Even in the 10 or 12 mark questions you will have questions from analytical function. So go through the video, concentrate on the topic, and I have tried my best to keep things as simple as possible. Okay, so that you can understand it in one shot. Okay, so let's start. What is analytical function? What is analytical function? First, the definition: a complex variable function fz or omega. Often the analytical function is represented by fz or omega. Okay, so whenever you will be asked questions related to analytical function, you will be given fz or omega as the function. So that is why I mentioned it, that a complex variable function fz or omega is said to be analytic, okay, if it satisfies the following conditions. So what are the following conditions? I am going one by one. Okay, this is the first condition. Okay, so this is the first condition. If fz should be single valued. Now what is single valued? Single valued means that for every domain we will have a unique value in the range. Correct. So if you have any doubt, you can check the topic I have uploaded as far as function is concerned. For functions I have already uploaded a video, so you can check that. Okay, so I can so from there you can understand that what are single valued function, or what are functions, what are called functions, what are single valued function, those kind of things. Okay, so if single valued means that for every value in domain, there should be a unique element in the range. Okay, there should be a unique element in the range. So first condition is fz should be single valued. Okay, fz should be single valued function. Now I have given some example of single valued function here, given like polynomials x square minus 2x plus 7, or x to the power 10 minus 7, x to the power 5 plus 20x. This can be considered as a single valued function. Rational with non-zero denominators are also considered single valued functions. Sine or cosine functions are also considered as single valued function. Okay, and exponential like e to the power 2x, e to the power minus x sine x, these are called, these can be considered single valued functions. So if you have any doubt, you can watch my video regarding function. There you can understand what is function. Okay, what is function. Now the second condition, what is the second condition? What is the second condition? Fz should have unique derivative with respect to z at each point of its domain D. Okay, that means the function, let us suppose consider the function like this, fx equal to 2x plus 3. Then what will be the del f del x? What will be del f x del x? That will be 2, correct? That will be so it should have some unique derivative, correct? So it should have some unique derivative. Del f x can be represented y, so we can write like this, that dy dx equal to 2, correct? Dy dx equal to 2, dy dx equal to 2, like this we can write like this, correct? So it should have some unique derivatives. So derivative should exist at any point, at each point of its domain. Okay, derivative should exist at each point of its domain. Okay, now next, this is the most important part. Okay, this is the most important part as far as analytic function is concerned. Okay, what is that? That is, fj should satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So what is Cauchy-Riemann equation? Let us suppose we have z equal to u plus iv, or you can say it's a function of u, and iv is the function of x and y. U and iv is the function of x and y. Okay, so then we should have del u del x equal to del v del y, and del u del y equal to minus del v del x. For z equal to u plus iv, x that can be written as x plus iy, where u will be compared with x, v will be compared with z, and we can write like this, that z equal to u plus like this z equal to uxy plus iv xy. Okay, we can write like this. Okay, so Cauchy-Riemann, for now I will give you the proof. Okay, and in this video I will give you the proof of Cauchy-Riemann equation, but for now, to solve the questions answers, okay, which often come in university examination as far as analytical function is concerned. Okay, as far as analytical function is concerned, the questions that often come in university examination, to solve those, for now, for the time being, you just keep in your mind that Cauchy's Riemann equation means del u del x equal to del v del y, and del u del y equal to minus del v del x. For z equal to iv equal to x plus iy, where z will be written like that, u will be the function of x and y, and v will be the function of x and y. This is the real part, this is the imaginary part, so we can write like this, u plus iv equal to x plus iy, where u will be compared with x and v will be compared with y, correct? Now the question, I think you have taken the screenshot of the previous page. So in my every video I am saying you that take the screenshot of the pages. Okay, so and if you just pin up those things in sequence, it will become a very good notes for you. In all of my videos I have already told you. Okay, so I hope you have taken the screenshot of the previous page. Okay, so this is now one of the question. You have to solve the question. These questions often come in university examination. Okay, using this here equation, show that fz equal to z cube is analytic in the entire S plane. Now how we will prove that? We have given that fz equal to z cube, so z can be written as x plus yy. We know that z will be written as x plus iy. In the previous page we have seen it, that z will be represented as x plus iy, correct? So we can write like this, that x plus y whole cube. Okay, now what if we expand that, what we will get? We will get x cube minus iy cube plus 3x square iy minus 3xy square. Okay, now comparing with u plus iv, that is, I have already told you that will be x and y are the function of u and v. X and y are the function of u and v. So and that in the previous page you have seen that how can we represent that z equal to u plus iv equal to x plus iy, where we can compare u with x and v with y, correct? I mean imaginary part and real part, not only x y, the imaginary part, the real part. And again moving to the previous page, so that you can understand that what I have written here, z equal to u plus iv equal to x plus y. So this is the real part, this is the real part of u, that will be compared with x, and that is the imaginary part, correct? That is the imaginary part. So v will be compared with y. This is the real part, this is the real part. U, I have told you, I have shown you that this should be u will be the function of xy, v will be also a function xy, but u is the real part over here. So u will be compared with x, and iv, you can see iv iy, correct? So this is the imaginary part, this is the imaginary part, this is the imaginary part. So as far as imaginary part is concerned, we will compare v with y, compare v with y. Okay, so now going to the question. So what we have been asked? We have been asked to check. Whether the function fz equal to z plus fz equal to z cube is analytic or not. So how can we check that? So given we have been given that z equal to fz equal to z cube. Okay, and z equal to, you know, x plus iy. So we can expand this expand that like this: x cube plus I whole to the power y iy whole cube minus 3x squared iy plus 3x iy square equal to what will be equal to x cube minus iy cube, correct? X cube minus y, because we know that I square equal to minus 1, correct? I square equal to minus 1, and therefore I cube will be minus I. Okay, so that is why I have written this, the x cube minus iy cube plus 3x square iy, correct? 3x square iy minus 3xy square, because I square equal to minus 1. Okay, now we will compare. Now comparing with u plus iv. Okay, now comparing with u plus iv. That means what? That means in the previous page we have seen that u plus iv, now we can write like this, that u plus iv equal to x cube minus 3x square plus I 3xy x square y cube. So this is the real part, so this is the real part, this is the imaginary part. So the real part, this is the real part, and this is the imaginary part. So we can say that the real part u will be equal to this. We can say real part u will be equal to x cube minus 3xy square, and imaginary part iv will be equal to I 3x square y cube. If we cancel the I, then what we will get? We will get u will be equal to x cube minus 3x square y, 3xy square, and v equal to 3x square y minus y cube, correct? Now since u and v are polynomials, so they should be single valued and have unique derivatives. Now we will check the analyticity by satisfying shared equation. Okay, so we know that these are the polynomials, so this should be single valued. Polynomials are always single valued. So but now we will be checking the last point is remaining. So first of all, what we have checked? First of all, we have checked that these are single valued. Yes, these are single valued. These are unique. These has unique derivatives in their domain, in the domain of the function. Okay, now we have to check whether this function satisfying the Cauchy-Riemann equation or not. Okay, if this function satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation, then we will say that this is analytic. If not, then we will say this is not analytic. Okay, so how can we check that? You know the partial derivatives. We have learned this in the 10+2. This is not a big deal to understand, I think. So if we have u equal to x cube minus 3xy square, then what will be del u del x? Del u will be the 3x square minus 3y square. What will be the del u del y? Del u del y will be the 6xy, because here x will, because when we are doing differentiation with respect to y, then x is constant, so derivative of any constant is 0. You know that, correct? And here y is constant, correct? Y is constant, but here we have x with this. In this term we can see that 3xy square, then we will be derivating we will do derivative of x. That is why we are getting 3y square. If it is only 3y square, it will also become 0, correct? So we have del u del x equal to 3x square minus 3y square, and del u del y equal to minus 6xy. Okay, now we will v equal to 3x square minus y cube. So what will be del v del x? We will have del v del x 3 into 2 into 3 6. Okay, and then x and y will be 0 here, because it is a constant. As far as when we are doing differentiation with respect to x, then we have to take y as constant. That is why, and derivative of any constant is 0. That is why it became 0, correct? Now del v del y. Now what we will get? Del v del y. We are now differentiating with respect to y. So what we will get? The y will, derivative of y will be 1. So we will get 3x square, and derivative of y cube will be 3y square. Okay. So what we can see here, that del u del x, that is the del u del x, is equal to del v del y, and del u del y is equal to minus del v del x. Okay, and that satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So we can say that this particular function is analytic, correct? So this was the first question answer of this video. Okay, so we will move to next question answers. I have tried to cover all of the type questions, okay, as far as analytic function is concerned, which often come in university education. So I hope if you just check this video, okay, then whatever question you will be asked as far as analytic function is concerned, analytical function is concerned, we will be able to give answer. Okay, you will get 100% common as far as analytical function is concerned. Okay, if you just go through this video, okay, I have tried to cover all of the type questions, and I have tried to keep the things so simple that you can understand in one shot. After going through this video, if you go through your books, even you will understand whatever written in your book also. Okay, so just watch this video, just concentrate when watching this video, and don't skip any step. Don't skip it. Okay, if you skip it, you will not understand. Okay, so don't skip it. Okay, don't skip it. Just go through the whole video. If you have any problem in understanding anything, you can put comment. I will make clear that whatever doubt you have, I will clear that. Okay, no problem with that. Okay, so go through the whole video. Don't skip. Now next question, examine fz equal to 2xy plus ix square minus y square is analytic or not. Now next question is that you have to examine that whether this function fz equal to 2xy plus ix square plus x square minus y square is analytic or not. Okay, so how can we check that? We know that here u plus iv equal to 2xi, u plus iv equal to, we know that here u plus iv equal to 2xy plus ix square minus y square, that is given. in the question. So by comparing, we can say the real part u will be equal to 2xy, correct? Real part u will be equal to 2xy, and the imaginary part iv equal to ix square minus y square, correct? So by cancelling I by y, we get by cancelling I from left and right side, left and right hand side, what we will get? We will get v equal to x square minus y square, correct? V is equal to x square minus y square. Now since both u and v are polynomials, so those must be single valued, those must be single valued and have unique derivatives. So we know that for functions which are single valued, for those functions, the functions for single valued functions, they have unique derivatives of each of their point. What does we mean by single valued function? That for every element in domain should have unique element in range, correct? And that means we will get unique derivatives at each point of its domain. Okay, now we will check it through Cauchy-Riemann equation. So two points are satisfied. That these are single valued and those will have unique derivatives in their domain. Okay, so now we will check through Cauchy-Riemann equation. So first do the differentiation with respect to x for to y. What we will get? We will get 2y. We will get 2y because here y is constant. Now we will get difference. Now we will differentiate u with respect to y. What we will get 2x because here y is constant, correct? Here x, here y was constant, here x is constant. Sorry. So when we will do differentiation with respect to x, we will get 2y because here y is constant. Okay. When we will do differentiation with respect to y, what we will get? We will get 2x because here y is because here x is constant. So differentiation of y is 1, correct? So differentiation of y is 1 and differentiation of x is 1. So that is why here we are getting 2y and here we are getting 2x, correct? Now v equal to x square y square. When we will be doing differentiation with respect to x, we will keep y as constant, so we will get 0 for this term. And differentiation of x square is 2x, correct? We are getting 2x. Now for del v del y, what we will get? We will keep, when we will be doing differentiation with respect to y, what we will get? What we will do? We will do this term x square as constant, and we will differentiate only the terms related to y, correct? And that is why we are getting minus 2y here. This time will become 0. So you can see here that del u del x, okay, del u del x is not equal to del v del y, and del u del y is not equals to minus del v del x. So you can say here this function is not analytic. Okay, so fz equal to tuxy, fz equal to 2xy, fz equal to 2xy plus I equal to x square minus y square is not an analytic function, as it is not satisfying the Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, next question. So I have tried to actually cover all type of questions that come in university examination. That is why I am saying, if you just watch this video, then as far as analytic function is concerned, which are in syllabus for both B.sc and M.sc mathematics, okay, and for complex analysis paper, at least you will get 20 marks question for analytical function. Okay, so you can easily score that 20 marks if you just watch this video. Okay, even whatever book you are reading, I have already suggested book for complex analysis. You may bought that book, maybe going through that book, may not brought that book, maybe going through some other books. Whatever book you are following, if you just go through this video, after that whatever content written in that book, you will understand. Okay, we know that initially it is very difficult to understand topics. As far as M.sc is concerned, at least it is very difficult to understand topics directly from books. Even when I did my M.sc, I also find very difficult to understand things from books. So I have researched a lot. Okay, and after that I understood what are the things, and I understood very easily. That is why I scored 75% in my M.sc. Okay, I scored 75% in my M.sc. So okay, don't waste the time. Let's do the next question. Okay, so examine that sin z is analytic or not. Now next question is we have to check that whether sin z is analytic or not. So we can write sin z like this: sin z equal to sin x plus iy. We know that sin x plus, all of us should know what is the formula of sin a plus b, that sin a plus cos b plus cos a plus sin b. That is the formula we have learned in the 10 plus 2 level. Okay, so I think all of us know that. So I am not going to the trigonometric functions when I am imparting you training on complex analysis. So I can write like this, that we can write like this, that sin x plus cos y, sin x plus cos iy, that sin x plus iy equal to sin x cos iy plus cos x sin iy. Okay, now we will compare this with u plus ib. Okay, so if we compare this with u plus ib, what we will get? The imaginary real part is this, that is the real part, this is the real part, this is the imaginary part, this is the imaginary part. So if we cancel I from both right and left side, then what we will get? We will get u equal to sin x equal to cos hy and b equal to cos x equal to sin hy. Also you know that cos of I theta equal to cos h theta and sin of I theta equal to I sin h theta. Okay, that we have learned in the trigonometric functions. Okay, I am not imparting you training in the I am not imparting training on trigonometric functions. I am imparting training on complex analysis only, and I am assuming that you know all of this. Okay, if you don't know, no problem, because I have explained it, that what cos of I theta means and what sin of I theta mean. But to be a B.sc, to be a B.sc or being a B.sc or M.sc student of mathematics, you should have this kind of knowledge. If you don't have, you have to suffer a lot. I think so. Okay, so you should have this kind of knowledge, that what does cos of I theta means and what does sin of I theta means. Okay, so by comparing, we are getting u equal to sin x cos hy and v equal to cos x sin hy. Since u and v, now we can write like this, and write like in examination we will write like this, that since u and v contains only sine and cosine and they are hyperbolics, so say they must be single valued and should have unique derivatives in their domain. Okay, in the domain of the function. But now we have to check. Okay, we know that these are single valued and these have unique derivatives at any point of its domain. Okay, but now we have to check through CR equation, that is Cauchy-Riemann equation, whether this function is satisfying Cauchy-Riemann equation or not. If it is not satisfying the Cauchy-Riemann equation, we can state that, you know, this function is not analytic. But if it is satisfying, then we will say yes, it is analytic. So for analytic function, this is the most important part, Cauchy's Riemann equation. Keep in your mind, if any function does not satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation, that means that function is not analytic in any way. Okay, so what we will get now? What we will get? So if we differentiate this with respect to x, what we will get? Cos x cos hy, and with respect to y, what we will get? Sin x sin hy. Now we will differentiate v with respect to s, what we will get? Minus sin x sin hy. We will differentiate v with respect to y, what we will get? Cos x cos hy. Hence we can see here that del u by del x equal to del v by del y, and del u by del y equal to minus del v by del x. Therefore fz equal to sin z is analytic. So the function is analytic. Okay, please take this screenshot. Whatever I am showing, please take this screenshot. Then either make a printout of those and keep attach those in sequence, else you can write like I am giving you the handwritten notes. So I have already put many effort to give you the notes, so you can put some effort from your side also. So you can take screenshot of those and can copy this in your copybook, in your exercise book. Okay, that will be very, and whenever you will be learning the analytic function, you just go through this note. Okay, everything will be clear to you, and I will give you guarantee that you can score the 100% marks as far as analytical function is concerned. And for complex analysis for B.sc M.sc students, for B.sc M.sc examinations, as far as all universities are concerned, at least 20 marks question will come from analytical functions. Okay, that will be included in MCQ, that will be included in 5 marks question, that will be included in 10 or 12 marks question. Okay, so this is a very important thing to understand as far as complex analysis is concerned, complex analysis subject is concerned, complex analysis paper is concerned. Okay, down the next question. Verify the CR equation for the function fz equal to e to the power minus j. So how we will verify that? We will verify it like this, that e to the power minus z equal to e to the power minus x plus y equal to e to the power minus x plus iy. That will be written, that can be written at e to the power minus x into e to the power minus y, because we know that if we know that e to the power minus x into e to the power minus y will be e to the power minus x plus iy, right? So we can break it like this, e to the power minus x and e to the power minus y. Okay, sorry, here I have did some mistake. It will be plus, it will be plus, it will be plus. Okay, it will be plus e to the power minus x into e to the power plus y. There e to the power minus x plus y can be written as e to the power minus x into e to the power plus y. Okay, now we know that e to the power minus I theta, this is the trigonometric function formula we learned in 10+2. We know that e to the power minus I theta will be the cos theta I sin theta, cos theta plus I sin theta, and e to the power minus I theta will be the cos theta minus sin theta. So we have u plus iv equal to e to the power minus x cos y plus I sin x. Okay, u plus iv equal to cos e to the power minus x, that is e to the power minus x, and cos y plus I sin x. Why cos y plus I sin x? Because e to the power I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, and we have e to the power plus I to the power e to the power plus iy. That can be written as like this, that can be written like this. This can be, from here we are getting this. Okay, from here we are getting this. This is, you know, from here we are getting this, from here we are getting this, and from here we are getting this. Okay, now u equal to, so what we have, we have that u equal to minus e to the power x cos y, and v equal to minus x sin y by comparing the u part with xy, by comparing the u part with xy. Here you see it, here you saw it, that u plus I equal to e to the power minus x. That means this part e to the power minus x cos y will be the real part, will be compared with y, and e to the power minus x sin y will be the imaginary part as will be compared with v. Okay, so if we cancel I from left and right hand side, we will have v equal to I sin y and u equal to v equal to e to the power minus x sin y and u equal to e to the power minus x cos y. Correct? So the next page. Now we are I will differentiate you with respect to x and y first. So what we will get? We will get minus e to the power minus x cos y, and del u del y we will get minus e to the power minus x sin y. Correct? Okay, because here y is constant, here x is constant. Okay, Now del u del x, what we will get? Minus e to the power minus x sin y, and del u del y minus e to the power x cos y. Therefore here CR equation is not satisfied, right? Because it is not equal to this, correct, and this is not equal to this. This is del b, correct, this is del b. So therefore CR equation is not satisfied, so the function is not analytic. Okay, now next question. Don't consider that if you have been asked to check whether the function is analytic or not, then every time the function will be analytic. There may be cases, there I am showing you the cases that many functions are not analytic. So question may come in the form in the form like that they have that in the question actually the function is given is not analytic, and you have to prove that is not analytic. Don't assume that if you have been asked to prove whether a function is analytic or not, every time the function will become analytic. Okay, that is a misperception. Many think like that yes, if we have asked to check whether this function is analytic or not, then the function must be analytic. No, that is not the case. Many of the functions are in your examination, the question may be asked in the form like this, that if you have been given a non-analytic function and you have to prove that the function is not analytic. That is why I am giving you the examples. Okay, I am not showing all the examples to prove the function is analytic only. Okay, I am giving you the examples where functions are both analytic and non-analytic. Okay, now next question. Show that f z equal to log z is analytic. Here it has been written that it is analytic. Okay, here it has been written as analytic, and you have to prove that basically. Okay, so this question is, I mean, this is an easy question that you already know this is analytic, and you have to prove that it is analytic. So given fx equal to log x plus I by, and we know that j will be replaced by x plus y by the complex number. So comparing u plus I by, what we will get? Half log x plus I square plus I tan inverse y by x. So I think you have learned logarithm in your 10 plus 2, and in 10 plus 2 I think you have learned this, that if log we know that if log x plus I can be evaluated as half of log x square plus I square plus I tan inverse y by x. If you cannot remember this, please search by writing like this, that evaluate log x plus I by in the YouTube. You will get many solutions, in many channels it has been actually this video is available. I think you can, I mean, just if you write that evaluate log x plus I by, you can find it in YouTube. I mean, there are so many channels where this particular solution has been done. Okay, so I am not showing this solution because my aim is not to actually prove this solution. Okay, my motto here is to check whether the function is analytic or not. Okay, so now if this is like that, u plus I be equal to half log x square y square plus I tan inverse y by x, then comparing the real part and the imaginary part, what we will get? We will get that u equal to half log x plus y square and v equal to tan inverse y by x. Since u and v are the finite functions, so u and v both are, since u and v are finite functions. Okay, since u and v are finite functions, so and u and v both are single valued and have unique derivatives. Now we will check the analyticity through the CR equation. So through CR equation, if we check, we know what we will get. We will get del u del x equal to, we will first differentiate u with respect to x and y, and from there what we will get? We will get half of 1 by x square plus y square 2x. Okay, and we will get, and that will be 2 will be cancelled. That means actually basically means x by x square plus y square. Okay, and for here del u dual, what we will get? Half of 1 by x square plus y square 2y, correct, and that will be basically y by x square plus y square. Now we will differentiate v with respect to x and y. What we will get? 1 by 1 plus y square plus x square into minus y by x. What will that will produce minus y by x square plus y square, and now we will differentiate v by v with respect to y. What we will get? We will get 1 by 1 plus y square plus x square into 1 by x, and that what will produce? That will produce x by x square plus y square. So we can see from here that del u del x, now the del u del x equal to del v del y, and del u del y equal to minus del v del x. Therefore the equation satisfied. Therefore the equation f equal to object is analytic because it is single valued. It has unique derivative at any point of its domain, as well as it is satisfying the CR equation. Okay. Now the next question. Check whether 1 by z cube is analytic or not. Now the solution. We know f is equal to 1 by z cube, that is 1 by x plus I by whole cube. That is equation number 1. Put this as, we are putting this as equation number 1. Now as we can see that this function is difficult to handle in the Cartesian form. Now by changing equation into the polar form, we will put, to change the equation in the polar form, we will put x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta. Okay. So what we will get if we put x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta, we will get fz equal to 1 by r cos theta plus I sin theta whole cube, that is equal to 1 by r cube into 1 by cos plus I sin theta whole cube. Okay. So from there we can get that I to the power 1 to the power r cube 1 by r cube equal to cos theta plus I sin theta to the power minus 3, because we have just it was 1 by, now we are writing it cos theta plus I sin theta by whole to the power minus 3. Instead of 1 by cube, we are writing minus 3. Okay, as we change the denominator. Okay, you know it. I think it's a 5-6 class 7 question. In class 6 or 7 we have learned this. Okay, so I am not going to making you understand things which we learned in class 6 or 7 in the M.sc mathematics tutorial. Okay, so I am assuming you know all of this. If you not, you will suffer a lot. You will not. You will suffer a lot. If you can, please brush up those things. If you have forgot those, please brush up those things before you are learning things like abstract algebra, topology, complex analysis, real analysis, and differential equations. These are the basic things you should know before you are going to learn these subjects. Okay, so I am not going through that. Okay, I am not going to prove that. So if you want, you can search in YouTube. You will get in many channels this has been evaluated, this has been proved. So you can check those. If you have forgotten this, it may be possible. We are human beings, so we may forgot. It is not like that everything we can remember, but still, if you have but I am suggesting you, if you have forgot those kind of things, then you can just write these things in the Google search box, and you will find lots of video in YouTube which are basically made for which prove those kind of things. Okay, and you can see those videos are basically for 10 plus 2 or 10 plus 2 mathematics. Okay, not for M.sc or B.sc mathematics. Now comparing with u plus ib, we will get u plus ib equal to 1 by r cube cos 3 theta minus 2 by r cube sin 3 theta. Okay, that means u will be equal to 1 by r cube cos 3 theta and v will be equal to minus 1 by r cube sin 3 theta. Since u and v are terms of sine and cosine, so they must be single valued. Okay, they must be single valued. You can search in Google by writing like this, whether sin 2x or sin x, okay, or sin 3x or sin x are single valued or not, you will get the answer. Okay, so I am not going through that because they are not part of the basically my part of this video. Okay, this video is basically for making you understand the analytical function, not to understand the trigonometry, not to make you understand the trigonometrical functions. Okay, so now we will check that through the Cauchy-Riemann equation whether FGT is analytic or not. So del u del theta equal to minus r del v del r, and del u del r equal to 1 by r del v del theta is the polar form of CR equation. Okay, so the polar form of CR equation is like that. So these often come in the MCQ question, the question that state what is the polar form of Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, so the polar form of Cauchy-Riemann equation is del u del theta equal to minus r del v del r, and del u del r equals to 1 by r del v del theta. Okay, now we will check. So we will first differentiate u with respect to r and with respect to theta, and what we will get? We will get minus 3 by r to the power 4 cos 3 theta, and for del u del r, and for del u del theta what we will get? Minus 3 sin 3 theta by r cube. Okay, now we will differentiate del v with respect to r and theta. What we will get? We will get del v del r equal to 3 by r to the power 4 sin 3 theta, and del v del theta equal to minus 3 cos theta by r cube. Okay, so here we can say we can see that del u del theta equal to minus r del v del r, and del u del r equal to minus 1 by r del v del theta. So this is satisfying the polar form of Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, so the function is analytic. Okay, hope you understand that. Going to the next question. The next question is derive the Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, derive the, this also comes as 10 marks question in examination. Please derive the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So the necessary condition for a function w equal to fz equal to u function of x and y and plus I v function of x and y to be analytic in domain D. If that will be if sorry, this will be if you can write like this, you can take a screenshot. If u and v satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation, if u and v satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation. I have written it previously because if I going to write everything in this video, the video will be of 3 or 4 hours video. Okay, and you may lose interest. That is why I have written everything previously, so that I can make you understand in 1 or 2 hours. Because it is for me also, if somebody asks me to watch a video for 3 and 1 hours to understand analytical function, I may lose interest. Okay, so that is why I have written everything previously and now making you understand. Okay, if I write all these things in the video, okay, it will be a 3-4 hours long video. Okay, and you may lose your interest. Okay, even it will be very difficult for you to take the screenshot also. Okay, so that is why I have written everything previously and showing you in this video. Okay, the necessary condition for a function w equal to f equal to u plus u function of x y and I v function of xy to be analytic in domain D if u and v satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, so del u del x will be equal to del v del y, and del u del y will be equal to minus del v del x. That means del u del x will be equal to del v del y, and del u del y will be equal to minus del v del x. Proof. We know that by the differentiability of a complex valued function f dash z equal to limit del z tends to 0, f z plus del z minus f z by del z, that we can write like this, limit del z tends to 0, that we can write like this, limit del z tends to 0 u function of x plus delta x, and then comma u plus y plus delta y plus I v x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus u x y, that is the function of u. I have already told you that u and v both are function of x and y, so we can write like this, minus u x u function of x and y plus iv function of x y divided by del x phi del x plus I del y. These are the things we have learned in 10+2. Okay, or I think if you have any problem in this, you just check some basic things of differential equation and partial differential equation we have learned, what we have learned in 10+2 or in B.sc, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, now so what we will get here, we will get f dash z equal to limit del z tends to 0 u x plus del x comma y plus del y minus u x y plus I v x plus del x comma y del plus y plus del y minus v x y. I have just arranged. I have just put this in sequence. Okay, it is not a rocket science. I just put it in the things in sequence. So if you just follow this step one by one, concentrate, you will understand. Nothing tough, nothing complex here. Nothing is complex in Cauchy-Riemann equation as far as this note is concerned. Though we are learning complex analysis, still these things are very simple, and I have kept everything as simple as possible. Okay, so along, if we check this along x-axis, what we will get? We will get f dash z equal to limit x tends to 0 u x plus del x minus u x y plus I v x plus del x y minus v x y by del x, and then we will get limit x tends to 0 x plus del x y minus u x y by del x plus I limit x tends to 0 v x plus del x y minus v x y by del x. Therefore f dash z will be del u del x plus I del v del x, equation number 1. Since f dash x equal to limit h tends to 0 f x s plus h minus f h by h, this is the basic theorem of limit. All of us have learned it in 10+2, correct? We should know this at least. If you have forgotten, check the basic theorem of limit in the in the YouTube or Google. We will get many videos through which you can understand what are the basic things of limit. But being a B.sc or M.sc student, you should have knowledge of, you should know all of this, because if you passed B.sc, if you passed 10+2, then in obvious way you have gone through all of these things, correct? So you should have knowledge of these things. Okay, that is why you are coming to learn M.sc. Okay, now case 2. Along y-axis f dash z will be limit del y tends to 0, that will be u x y plus del y minus u x y plus I v x y plus del y minus v x y by I del y, correct? Now since del x equal to 0, therefore del z equal to I del y, that means if del z tends to 0, then del y tends to 0. That will give us I by 1 by I limit del y tends to 0 u x y plus delta I minus x function of u function of x y by delta y plus limit del y tends to 0 v x y plus del y minus v x function of x y by del y. Okay, that means f dash z will be equal to 1 by I del u del y plus del v del y, that is equation B. Now comparing equation 1 and B, we can say like that, because f dash z is equal to, in the equation number A we saw that f dash z is equal to del u del x plus I del u del x plus I del v del x, correct? And in the equation number B we saw that I 1 by I del u del y plus del v del y, f dash z equals to. So you can write like this, that del u del x plus I del v del x equal to 1 by I del u del y plus del v del y, or we can write like this, del u del x plus I del v del x equal to minus del u del y plus del v del y. Comparing the equation, we can get del u del x equal to del v del y and del v del x equal to minus del u del y, correct? So this is the proof of Cauchy-Riemann equation. Now the next question, check fz equal to 1 by z is analytic or not through CR equation. Solution, fz equal to 1 by z equal to 1 by xy equal to x minus iy by x plus x square plus y square. Why? Because if we multiply this by x plus yy, x plus iy here and here, what we will get? We will get x square plus y square, because minus I into I minus I into 1 I minus 1. Okay, x square minus y square. Okay, so what we will get? X, and this is what? X plus iy into x minus iy, correct? X plus iy into x minus iy. What does mean? That x square minus iy whole square. So whole square minus iy whole square. That means I square is minus 1. So minus plus we will get plus. So that is why we are getting x square plus y square and x minus iy. Okay. So fz, we can see that fz equal to x by x square. So what we are getting here? We are getting where x minus iy by x square plus I square. So we can write like this, that x by x square plus y square minus iy by x square plus I square. That I have written here, that x plus I square equal to, sorry, I think did some mistake here, x minus iy, so this will be minus iy. Okay, sometimes I also do mistakes, you don't do the mistakes. Okay, so this will be x by x square plus I square minus y minus y by x square. Then what we will get? We will get, hence we will get xy equal to x square plus y, x by x square plus y square for the real part, and for the imaginary part we will get minus. There will be minus. Okay, vxy equal to minus y by x square plus y square. Okay, now we will differentiate u with respect to s. We will get y square minus x square by x square plus y square, and if we differentiate y with respect u with respect to y, what we will get? Minus 2xy by x plus y square y whole square. Okay, you can check it. Okay, you can check it of your own. Okay, I think you have that kind of ability to check that way. What is the derivative? What are the derivative? What will be the derivative of that? Because these are only 10 plus 2 questions. Okay, this is, I have keep those things such a simple, so simple that somebody who only have the knowledge of differentiation, okay, only have differentiation and function, can easily understand the analytic function. Okay, they don't have to learn anything else. If you have knowledge, basic knowledge of differentiation and functions, you will understand analytic function in one shot. Okay, though it's a chapter of complex analysis, it looks complex, but I make these things so simple for you only. Okay, now for del, so if we differentiate v with respect to x, what we will get? We will get minus y into minus 1 to x plus y square whole square into 2x, that is 2xy, that will be 2xy by x square plus y square whole square. And if we differentiate v with respect to y, what we will get? We will get y square minus x square by x square plus y square. Okay, x square plus y square whole square by x square plus y square whole square. Okay, this will be whole square. Okay, you just check these steps. Okay, you just check this step. I think if you have knowledge of differentiation, you will understand how it will come in. Sometimes I also miss things because you know this is a huge video. I have tried my best to keep things simple for you so that you can understand the analytic function at once. If you're going to understand this analytic function through M.sc or B.sc books, I can assure you will find very hard. You may lose interest, but if you just go through this video, then go through your books, you will find things very simple. Very simple. You will find things very simple, and I can assure you, if you are watching this video, then you will be able to score the 20 marks that often come in the complex analysis as far as analytic function chapter is concerned. So if you are doing B.sc, if you are doing M.sc, then just consider that you will have to answer at least 20 mark question from analytic function. And if you are watching this video, then be confident that you will be able to answer that 20 marks question. Okay, so we got that del u del x equal to del v del y and del u del x equal to minus del v del x. So the function is analytic. Okay, so this will be the last question for this video. Okay, this will be last question for this video. Prove that function sin z is analytic through CR equation. So we can write like this: sin z equal to sin h x plus iy, that is 1 by iy into I sin x plus iy, that is 1 by I sin I x plus iy, that is 1 by I sin xi minus y. These are all trigonometric function things. So I think you have understood it. Not understood it, do Google, you will understand it. Okay, then minus I sin xi minus I. Okay, I have written in such a way. If you just follow these steps, I think if you concentrate and follow this step, you will understand, because these are just class 10 plus 12 things. Okay, and then minus I, that is minus I sin hx cos y cos hx sin y. Okay, that is u plus I will be the sin will be equal to sin hx cos y plus I cos hx sin y. So the real part will be equal to sin hx cos y, and the imaginary part will be equal to v equal to cos hx plus sin y. So if we do differentiate u with respect to x, what we will get cos hx cos y, and differentiate u with respect to what we will get minus sin hx sin y, and differentiate v with respect to x, we will get sin hx sin y, and differentiate u with v with respect to y, what we will get cos hx cos y. Hence here we can see that del u del x is equal to del v del y, and del u del y is equal to minus del vx. So this satisfies this CR equation. So this is analytic. So this is all about the video for analytical function as far as complex analysis subject is concerned. So if you have just watched this video, I can assure you will score the 20 marks, which will come in your B.sc or M.sc examination as far as the analytic function is concerned, as far as the complex analysis subject is concerned. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like this video, and if you want to see this kind of videos, if you want to get notified for this kind of videos, then please subscribe my channel. My channel is totally free. You don't have to pay a penny for that, for my channel, my videos, okay, my notes. And I will be giving you the notes. If you just follow, I can assure you, you can score 60%, because myself scored 75% in my M.sc examination. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in next video.